Hi guys, and welcome to another follow along workout. Today I'm going to take you through 15 minutes of cardio. We're going to start with a 4-minute warm-up followed by 2 4-minute circuits and then finishing off with some stretching at the end to work on your flexibility. Now for those of you looking for a low impact workout, I've made sure to give you lots of low impact variations so there's no jumping and jarring. Alright, let's get straight into it. For our warm-up today, we've got 4 different exercises. We're going to do 30 seconds of each exercise twice through for a total of 4 minutes. Exercise number 1 is high knees. So getting our knees up nice and high using our running arms. For your low impact variation, we're going to do a march. All right, next exercise is a plank knee to elbow. So we're going to come into our plank position here, drawing the core in, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to bring knee to elbow, back to plank, and then changing sides. All right, exercise number 3 is a sumo squat pulse. So we're going to bring the feet out nice and wide here, toes pointing out. Squatting down, bottom down, making sure we're pressing through the heels. We're going to pulse at the bottom, standing up, squeezing the bottom at the top. Pulse and stand. And last exercise is a bear to downward dog. So we're going to come into a bear position, making sure knees are hovering off the ground, pressing back to downward dog, heels down to the ground, coming back to bear, and then pressing back to downward dog. All right, so there are our 4 exercises. Remember, I'm going to be your timekeeper, so keep up with me. Let's kick it off with exercise number 1, high knees in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So remember, if you can't do this variation, you want a bit more low impact, we're coming into a march. I really want you to do those running arms, get your knee up nice and high, and at the same time, we're trying to get our toes towards our shins. So toes up. All right, remember to breathe nice and big. We're going to warm up those lungs as well. Getting ready to change in 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down, plank, knee to elbow. So making sure you're holding a nice strong plank here. Spreading those fingers nice and wide, pressing fingertips down into the ground. So that allows us to remove any pressure out of the wrist joint. Trying to keep your neck nice and long here. So try and pull your shoulders away from your ears. Pushing the ground away, drawing that belly button in. Really aiming to get knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming into our sumo squat pulse. So making sure you're pressing through those heels, so we're activating those glutes. And then as you stand, squeezing the bottom at the top. So finding a rhythm here. As you squat down, your hands come in front, and standing up, hands come by your side. 3, 2, 1. All right, down we come, bear to downward dog. So really making sure you draw the belly button in as you come down to bear. And just like plank, you want to keep a nice long neck. So draw those shoulders away from the ears. Last few reps here. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming back to our first exercise. So running high knees, or you are doing your march. So it doesn't matter which variation you're doing here. We're trying to get the knees up nice and high, toes up towards your shins. Now the reason we try and get our toes up is so we don't overactivate the calves. So if your calves are overactivated, it can cause things like shin splints. And that's why we want to get those toes up. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down, plank, knee to elbows. So I really want you to try and touch the elbow here. Feel your obliques working. You can slow it down a little bit, making sure you're doing good technique. Pressing those fingertips down. Try and look up. Long neck. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing up, coming into our sumo squat. So remembering to pulse at the bottom. Really sit your bottom back. Weight through the heels. and trying to squeeze those knees out. See if you can go a little bit lower. Chest up tall. 3, 2, 1. All right, last exercise. Coming down into your bear. Remembering to spread those fingers out nice and wide, pressing them down into the ground. So I really want you to push the ground away as you push back to downward dog. Guide those heels down to the mat, stretching through the backs of the legs. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, great job, guys. If you need it, grab a quick sip of water, and I'm going to take you through our first circuit. We have 4 different exercises for this circuit. We're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds, twice through, for a total of 4 minutes, so exactly like our warm-up. Exercise number 1 is a plank jump out. So we're going to come into that plank position. We're jumping the feet out and in, out and in. If you want a low impact variation, we're going to step the feet out and then stepping in. Next exercise is a crab walk jump. So we're going to come to the side of our mat, feet together and squatting down, making sure you're sitting the bottom back, weight through your heels. We're going to do 2 crab walks, jump at the end, catching yourself nice and lightly, and then stepping back to the other side with a jump. If you want a low impact variation, we're just going to come up onto toes, back down, and stepping back. And last exercise is Russians. This one is an absolute killer and is definitely going to bring that cardio aspect of this workout. Now what we're going to aim for is trying to touch opposite hand to inside heel, nice and bouncy on your toes. If you want the low impact variation, we're going to do a step. All right, so there are your 4 exercises. Let's kick it off with exercise number 1, our plank jump outs in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Remembering if you can't jump here, we're going to step out, step in. Holding your plank nice and strong, drawing that belly button in. If you do feel any pressure through your wrists, you can come up onto knuckles. So if you're jumping, keep nice and bouncy on those toes. Remembering to breathe. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, straight into the next exercise. We have our crab walk here. So either jumping at the end or you're doing your toe rise at the end. So try and get your bottom nice and low here. Try and press through your heels. So we're really activating the back chain, so our hamstrings and glutes. That's it, last few reps, get the bottom low. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down into our elbow plank Spider-Man. So trying to get that knee to tricep. If this is a bit much for you, feel free to just hold elbow plank, either on toes or on knees. Otherwise, keep up your knee to tricep, really trying to contract that deep core. Push the ground away with your forearms, head up. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing up, coming straight into those Russians. Remembering, if you want the low impact variation, we're stepping opposite hand to inside heel. That's it, keep it up. So we've got 1 more round after this. No rest, we're going to try and push all the way through, working on that cardio fitness. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down into our plank jump out. If you can't jump, we are stepping out and in. Try and breathe nice and big here. Get the air in, and then big breath out. Keep it up. You've got it, stay with me. Last few reps. Don't come down. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing up, coming into our crab walk. Try and step through the heels. So either a big jump at the end, or we're doing a rise onto the toes. Try and sit your bottom back here. Chest proud, roll your shoulders back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. So thinking about your posture as well. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down. Elbow plank Spider-Man. So again, if you cannot do this variation, you're either holding elbow plank on your toes or on your knees. Try and keep it up the entire time. You've got this. We are almost finished. Less than a minute to go. 3, 2, 1. All right, last exercise coming into our Russians. Nice and bouncy here if you are doing the harder variation. Otherwise, we're stepping, reaching for that inside heel. Chest proud. You've got this. Stay with me. Come on, 10 seconds. All the way. Last little bit. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job, guys. All right, grab a quick sip of water, and I'm going to take you through our last circuit. Just like our previous circuit, we've got 4 different exercises, 30 seconds of each exercise, twice through for a total of 4 minutes. First exercise is elbow plank step-ins. So we're going to come back to that elbow plank position. This time you're going to step one foot in, other foot in. Make sure you're pressing the ground through your forearms, stepping out and back to plank. All right, next exercise is skiers. So we're going to start at the side of our mat, opposite hand reaching forward in front of us. Nice big jump, catch yourself lightly, touching the ground. Make sure your chest is up nice and high, bottom nice and low. For your low impact variation, we're going to step the feet out nice and wide, toes pointing forward, and we're coming into seesaw squats. Exercise number 3 is a plank kick through. So coming into our plank position, we're going to step one foot nice and wide outside of our hand, pick up the same hand, we're going to kick the back leg through and sit down, come back to plank, and on the other side. If you can't do this variation, we're going to come into a long lunge, sink the hips, come back to plank, and change to other side. And our last exercise is an in-out squat jump. So we're going to start with the feet together, coming down into a low squat. We're going to jump out, again into our squat, feet in and out, in and out. Now if you want the low impact variation, we're going to squat wide to one side, come back through center, squat, and then step wide to the other side, back through center. All right, so there are your 4 exercises. Let's get straight into exercise number 1. We're coming into that elbow plank. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Stepping in and out. In and out. Try and keep your neck nice and long. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Looking up at your hands. I want you to try and do as many reps as you can here. If this is a bit tricky, again, we're going to hold elbow plank. Good, stay with me, don't come down. You've got this. Let's finish strong. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing up, we're coming into those skiers. Now, for those of you who want that low impact variation, seesaw squat, toes pointing forward. So it doesn't matter which one you're doing here. I want you to think about weight through your heels. Sit that bottom back and keep your chest up nice and tall. So this is going to remove any pressure out of the knees and really help to activate our glutes. You've got it. 3, 2, 1. All right, plank kick throughs. Step that foot out wide, pick up the same hand, kick it through, sit down, back to plank. Change sides. If you can't do this variation, we're stepping to long lunge and then changing sides. Nice strong plank in between, pressing those fingertips down. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing up, coming into our in-out squats. Low impact variation, stepping out to the side, squat on the inside, back to the other side. Good. Keep that chest tall. Trying to catch yourself lightly here. bottom back. You've got this. Coming up to our last round. 3, 2, 1. All right, into our elbow plank. Step it in. Keep that head up. Pressing those forearms down into the ground. Hold it strong. Remember, if you can't step, we're holding elbow plank. Stay with me, stay up. You've almost got it. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, standing up. Coming into those skiers. Or we're doing those seesaw squats. Bottom down. Weight through your heels. Let's get that chest up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep it up. Last few reps. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming down into our plank kick through. Holding strong in that plank. Remember, if you're not kicking through, we're doing long lunge. Sink the hips. Push through all the way. Less than a minute to go. Come on, stay with me. Last few reps. 3, 2, 1. All right, last exercise. Let's finish it strong together. Remember, low impact variation. Step out to the side. Good, keep it up. Feel that leg burn. We're almost there. See if you can get your bottom even lower. Weight through your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Shake out those legs. All right, for those of you who want more, remember you can rewind this back to the second circuit and go through again. Otherwise, we're going to come straight into some stretches. Stepping left foot in front, right leg behind, bringing our hands to the inside of our front foot. So this is one of my favorite hip stretches. Shaking hips side to side here. Oh, I've got sweat dripping everywhere. All right, try and lift your chest so you're coming right up onto Spider-Man fingertips here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Drop the hips down. Remembering to breathe. All right, if you want a little bit more, you're going to come all the way down onto elbows. You might have one elbow down. You might have both. If this is still not enough, we're going to curl over the back toe, straighten the back knee. Try and look up, lengthen through your spine. Holding for 2 breaths here. All right, slowly pressing back up onto your hands. We're going to turn over the right shoulder, coming into a groin stretch here. So try and pick up your heel, hands on the inside of your legs. Let's change sides. And change. And change. This time turning over your right shoulder, come into your lunge on the other side. So drop the back knee, hands on the inside of your front foot, shake your hips, left to right. Try and take big breaths here. So we want to try and re-oxygenate the body. Remember to breathe out as well, big breath out so we can empty the lungs and allow all that fresh air to come in. All right, coming right up onto Spider-Man fingertips, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Try and sink the hips every time you exhale. If you want a little bit more, dropping down onto elbows, it might be 1 elbow or 2. Or if you want an even deeper release, curling up onto the back toes, straighten your back knee. All right, take 1 more nice big breath. Coming back up onto your hands, we're going to turn over the left shoulder again, come into that groin stretch, and change, and change, and change. Good, this time straightening through your legs, take a nice big inhale, arms up, pointing your toes forward. We're going to exhale, bring the hands to hips, folding forward, belly button down, and then relaxing your upper body, hands to the ground, just shaking shoulders left to right. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper here, gripping onto your elbows or onto the outer edges of your ankles, we're guiding the crown of the head down to the ground, making sure you're lengthening through the neck, so drawing the shoulders away from your ears, and turning the sitting bones all the way up to the ceiling, really lengthening through the backs of your legs. Taking 2 more breaths here. Every time you exhale, aiming to get the head closer to the ground. 1 more breath. And then slowly releasing your hands to the center of the mat, bending your knees and rolling up to standing. So there you have it, guys, my 15 minutes cardio. I hope you enjoyed that workout just as much as I did. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time.